Hey everybody, what's up? We are going to make some sausage pasta salad. This is a dish that Kevin and I eat pretty frequently. It was originally a recipe we cut out of a magazine a long time ago, and we sort of tweaked it a little bit for our own taste. It's really easy to make. There's not a lot of cooking involved. There is a fair amount of cutting, which is kind of a pain, but it's really good. It's worth it, and it makes a giant, great big bowl, so you can get multiple meals out of it. So you need a pound of sausage. We use 2 packages of these pork link breakfast sausages, but you can use the Hillshire Farms ones, like the long sausages. As long as it's cut into bite-sized pieces, it really doesn't matter what kind of sausage it is.
Can you use a kielbasa?
You can use a kielbasa. I think we've used a kielbasa before. It's like you can just find a sausage that works for you, that you like the taste of, and we just use these over and over again.
What about a brat?
Yes, you can use a brat. You can use a kielbasa, you can use a chorizo. What you shouldn't use though, although we've never used it, I don't really know, but it doesn't really fit with this type of salad, I don't think, is the crumbled sausage where you buy it in the tube and you cook it up in the skillet and it's all in little crumbles. Because really it should be like bite-sized pieces that you can eat with a fork. So in addition to the sausage, we have pepper jack cheese.
How much?
Well, this is a pound of cheese. We don't use all of this. We probably use about 2/3 of this. And all of that ends up going into my bowl because Kevin doesn't really like it that much. He'll eat like a couple bites and then suddenly there'll be a mound of pepper jack cheese cubes in my bowl.
You're welcome.
What we usually do is we'll cut up 2 green peppers and 1 red pepper. The ingredients are all pretty flexible. The green peppers were all a little on the small side, so I got 3 of those. And then to sort of make up for that, because the green peppers were small, we got 2 red peppers, so it doesn't really matter. Everything just mixes up in the bowl, and if you have extra peppers, it's just extra vegetables, and it's healthy, so.
And the orange ones are colorful.
And the orange ones are colorful, yes.
And the yellow ones are bright.
They are bright. We usually use green and red because green are the sort of the I don't even know the right word to use, the least sweet of the bell peppers, and the red are the most sweet, so they kind of play off each other. So let's get started. Oh, I meant to skip this. Crap. I meant to.
Oh, you forgot the pasta part.
Yeah. Yeah, and the last ingredient is pasta, which we've got.
You know what color fire?
We just use regular old rotini. You can really use any pasta that's small bite-sized pieces like this. We just use rotini out of habit. Okay, so we got the water on to boil for the pasta, and I've just put the sausages in here. They're starting to cook. And with these size lengths, I just go down with a spoon, cut them all, each one into quarters. I'll break them up after this. I don't leave them in this patchwork. It's important to break them apart when they're still raw, because once they start cooking on the bottom, it gets like sort of a seal, like a skin that's really hard to break them apart. So you do it when they're still raw and they come right apart. Get a nice brown on them and make sure they get cooked all the way through. I'm ready to start all the chopping. I've already cored and seeded the green and red peppers, so they're ready to just be chopped into bite-sized pieces. But what I always do is, can you scooch over for 1 second, sweetie pie? Brendan's cutting with his Play-Doh knife. I always like to do the cheese first because I'll throw that into the bottom of the bowl and then I'll put the peppers on top, because one time I had the peppers in the bottom, then I threw the cheese on top of that, and then it was either the hot pasta or the hot sausage went right on top of the cheese, and the cheese just started to melt, which was obviously not what you want in a pasta salad where you're trying to have everything in little nice chilled bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to do the cheese first. This is 1 pound of cheese, and usually use, sort of guesstimate, I use about 2/3 of it. Pepper jack.
I like this one.
Oh, good job. Okay. So
this one's really strong enough.
yeah, this is maybe, I don't know, 60%, 70%, something like that.
I cut it.
Okay, good job. And then you just sort of cube them until eventually you have little cubes like this.
I'm eating this part.
So it's a little bit of a pain. It's just kind of chop, 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 chop. But then you get nice little cubes that'll mix up nicely with all your other pasta and vegetables.
I'm gonna cut the inside and see what's inside the inside part.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so we've got the cheese cut. Now we're just gonna cut our peppers up.
I need another.
You want a pepper to cut?
Yeah.
Okay, you can work on that one.
They're much sharper from this one.
Okay, you work on that.
There we go.
We're just cutting these into bite-sized pieces like everything else. Brendan's being a really good helper. What a good helper. How's it going? You need any help?
No.
Okay. Ooh, it's juicy. I feel the juice spraying onto me from that pepper.
This pepper is really easy.
It's easy? Okay. Well, you keep working on that one. Okay, so all the peppers are cut up. They are resting on top of the cheese, which will not melt because the peppers are cold. And now it's time to put in the pasta. So this is a pound of pasta, and it's a full box. And I usually kind of just kind of eyeball it. About like that. So it's probably 2/3 of a pound.
Then I have a spoon.
A spoon for what?
So
it's hot. Don't touch it.
So it can help you.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's figure out what we need to do next.
Then add the salt for a second.
Because now it's time for the grossest part of this. It's draining the sausage out of the sausage fat, grease. What is it? Fat or grease?
We'll just say grease.
Grease. Okay. So what we have is one of these little things that go in a deep fryer, but we use it for this.
Mommy.
Possibly some easier way to do this that I don't know about. This is just how we usually do it. Spoon the sausage up in here. Let these drain out. And drain them on the paper towel. Little blotting action on the top. It's still greasy. It's sausage. It's going to be greasy, but this will help take some of the worst of it off. All right, pasta's done. So we're going to drain it. Okay, meanwhile our sausage is cooled off, so we can add this. All right.
I didn't eat it.
So the pasta's sat for a couple minutes. It's cooled off, so now we can just add it. It doesn't have to be super cool, just cool enough that it's not gonna like steam everything up. And the last thing we do, we have this Italian dressing. This is just a basic light Italian dressing. You can use any kind you want. This is just the kind we've used and gotten used to. And you only need a 1/4 cup of it. It doesn't seem like very much for a big salad like this, but you definitely don't want to overdo it on the dressing. And 1/4 cup is plenty. Just pour that on.
It's turning green.
You'll find the peppers are really fresh and crunchy, and the sausage and the cheese are sort of soft and spicy, and the pasta is just filler, basically. So you'll see that's plenty of dressing to just sort of moisten the whole thing up so it's not dry, because the pasta can be pretty dry if you just leave it in there. You got crunchy and soft and spicy and not spicy, and it's all a really good combination. So it's really good if you get a bite with sort of a little bit of everything on it. Let's see if I can get something with everything on it. Here we go. Bite with all 4 things on it. It's perfect. Mmm. You hear the red pepper crunchy? Yeah, it's nice and crunchy. So that's it. Give it a try. It's really good. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.